I would now like to call to order the Glendale Housing Authority for December 16, 2008, beginning at 4:18 p.m. May we have a roll call?
Authority members: Draymond.
Here.
Najarian.
Here.
Parazian.
Here.
Quintero.
Here.
Weaver.
Here.
Chairman Yusefian. Acting Chair Don Mincy.
Here. And may we have your report, please?
The agenda for the December 16, 2008 regular meeting of the Glendale Housing Authority was posted on Thursday, December 11, 2008 on the bulletin board outside City Hall.
Okay, and what is next?
Next is approval of minutes.
I move for A.
Okay, they've been approved and seconded, and I don't believe there are any comments. There are, I don't know if there were some
Should be an abstention.
abstentions or not. Draymond and Quintero, was that only for...
That was just for the roll call.
Okay, so everyone is here, we're fine then in that. And now, what is next?
Next is oral communication. Discussion is limited time. It's not part of this agenda. Each speaker is allowed 5 minutes. Members of the Housing Authority may question or respond to a speaker, but there will be no debate or decision, and the matter may be referred to staff through the Executive Director for investigation and report.
Okay, I have Herbert Milano.
Good afternoon, Chair Mincy, members of the Housing Authority, city staff. My name is Herbert Milano. I want to refer once again to the quality of life measures. But first of all, I want to thank Mayor Draymond for creating the environment that allowed the previous session to move so successfully in the change of tone and demeanor that we needed so much. Sometimes creating the right environment allows us to progress on problems that appear to be difficult, that appear to have obstacles, but oftentimes it just takes the right touch, the right attitude, and we can move things forward pretty easily. I want to, if I don't have a chance again today, to wish you all a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. The reason I'm here primarily is to look at and to try to convey what I see as a significant the disparities that I see in the city. The topics that you handled earlier today with the Unified School District, with regard to the need to create parkland, the need to be able to address the needs of the community south of the 134. It appears as if the problems that we have are really significant, but these problems have been coming to you progressively, and without the right reporting, what happens is that we create for ourselves unnecessary constraints and problems that appear to be unresolvable. And that is why I think that the quality of life measures is so incredibly important as a yearly document. Because if represented correctly, the shortage of parkland should never have been a surprise to anyone. If year to year we have proper representation of how much parkland we have per 1,000 residents in the different recreational areas, if that were a quality information, then it would be obvious to you. But then, if you were to take that data and create policy from it, then it would allow us to basically plan a city in which the needs of the community are served well. I don't think that I'm asking for, and I've been promoting, something that is really totally unusual. So here we have the budget, and as you look through the years, you see the increases in salaries and the increases in the number of employees that have basically cost tens of millions of dollars of excesses. And eventually the money has to come from someplace, or someone is going to be doing without. And we're doing without the capital improvements that are needed. We've been doing without the adequate parkland to attend to all of the residents of Glendale, not just the kids under 5, of people over 70. They haven't been attended to because we do not measure those things. We do have in the CAFR, in the statistical section, some measures that we can see. So we look in here, for example, and see that we resurfaced 1.5 miles of roadway. In basic statistics with regard to maintenance, we need to do at least 10 or 12. And so without evaluating that and creating policy from it, I don't see how we can come up with a budget in the future years that really addresses first what are the requirements, and then move up to the top budget, because at the end of the day, you really are not going to have a hell of a lot of money left over once you really take care of and addressing the needs as reported in the statistical section, or the needs as reported in the quality of life measures. Benny for Parkland basically has been coming at you year after year as you increase the number of residences and as you do not pay attention to a corresponding need for adequate parkland to those residents that are coming in. The same thing has occurred with regard to the number of variances that you give, in the eventual shortage of on-street parking. It's another quality of life measure that is what I would consider one of the keys. Can you park your car, your guests park your car in front of your building, without having to walk 2 blocks or having to park the car 3 blocks away? Eventually, the policies that you take into account with regard to give somebody a variance should show up in here as a quality of life measure. Traffic, the same deal. The frustration that I feel sometimes, 11:30 in the morning, all of a sudden humongous, slow traffic on Glendale Avenue. That didn't come, out of an accident. It came out of the fact that you're not reviewing and creating policy out of this document. And my suggestion is that you fund it. That you fund what is most essential at the end of this process. $750 million overall budget, the results of the budget here, but in the end, the quality of life measures is what it has to show. And if it doesn't show in here as an improvement, then this is wrong. It is my suggestion, once again, to fund the appropriate staff to do this thing adequately, because you're assigning it to staff that is overworked already, and I don't see the project moving fast enough or well enough. Thank you.
Thank you. That, I have no other cards. Oral communication is closed. What's next, please?
Next on the business agenda at 6A is Director of Community Development and Housing regarding amendments to professional services agreements in connection with affordable housing development in Glendale. At 6A1 is a motion approving change orders totaling $56,600 for the following 2 firms: Kane Balmer Berkman Legal Services in the amount of $36,600, Tierra West Advisors Financial Services in the amount of $20,000. At A2 is a resolution appropriating $56,600 to provide funding for the change orders.
Okay, I'll go to
Mr.
Mr.
Mitzi?
Starr. Yes, excuse me.
You have no cars, and nobody has any comments. I'd like to move 6A 1 and 2.
6A 1 and 2 has been, is there a second?
Second.
Fine. Are there any other comments? If not, let's have the roll call.
Authority members: Draymond,
Yes.
Najarian,
Yes.
Brazia,
Yes.
Quintero,
Yes.
Weaver,
Aye.
Chairman Yusefian, Vice Chairman C.
Yes. Okay, that takes care of that. Do we have any authority member comments?
Move we adjourn.
Wait, I do. Sorry about that. Close, but not
I
quite.
have a comment. Don't throw that speaker card away.
Don't throw away?
Oh, give it to the city clerk.
Oh, thank you. Anyway, we had several things going on this week, and the first one was the Chester Street groundbreaking for the Salvation Army, which was a very well-attended event. It's going to be for 4 different units there for people who have gone, they were homeless, they've now been trained, but they still can't afford to live in our town. And that's what this particular situation will be, and it was very nice. And we were given a very nice plaque by the Salvation Army to the Housing Authority, which says, an appreciation for your support in offering hope in our community. And we've had a very good relationship through the years with the Salvation Army. And I'll give that to Miss Blake so she can put it in our wall of honor. And the second was on Thursday, when quite a few of us went over to the Heritage opening in Pasadena. And it was a beautiful planned situation they have there. And it's kind of a confused financial thing, but we had to wait for them to build it there. And now we're going to be on West Doran, beginning about in April, for a beautiful project, including Mr. Milano, a small mini park. And I always think of West Doran because 50 years ago when I got married, that was our first place, 353 West Doran. I can't remember anything else, but I do remember that address. But we did have a very nice week in some of these openings that we have. Are there any other comments? Oh, and also I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Won't see you until next year. And wish you all the very best. Anything else?
Same to you, Don.
Beg your pardon?
Same to you.
Thank you very much. And you already moved to German, didn't you? Oh, we are going to adjourn, that's correct.
Yes. Yeah.
A recess. It's funny, I wrote down adjourn. I don't know why I meant recess. See, I can remember 353, but I can't remember the other. We are
Well,
recessed.
It's near-term things you tend
right.
to forget
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Mincy.
with age.